You have to do that every time.
Yeah, every time. Hey, folks, how's it going? It's going to be a really burpy episode. I'm going to let you know right now. I'm drinking a kombucha.
And I'm drinking soda.
Yeah, soda. And he's got his 2 sodas in, and he's feeling very good about soda. He's very excited about it.
Crushing these White Claws, bro.
I remember thinking, okay. There was a, what was it? I remember thinking about when New Coke came out and the reaction to it and people being very dissatisfied with the new flavor. And I was thinking about there had to have been a type of guy that when New Coke came out and it was bad, he just stockpiled a bunch of Coke Classic.
Oh, yeah, he surely did. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so, like, that's crazy to me that anybody would care that much about soda. Just like...
People really care about weird stuff, though.
That's true.
That is really true. Collectors collect tons of weird stuff, like old cereals, you know what I mean?
Or, God forbid, Funko Pops.
But with the cereals, there's people out there that saved, stuff like cinnamon or French Toast Crunch. Boxes of that shit. Mm-hmm. And then they just bring it back.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, why did you do it?
Yeah, for sure. Or like Wheaties with certain athletes on them.
Right. That's a little bit different. If you're a big fan of Michael Jordan and you want the Wheaties box that has Michael Jordan on it, I guess I understand that.
Yeah.
But if it's for the Wheaties themselves... then that's weird.
Yeah, it's. I think it's way in that situation. It's way stranger to like Wheaties than it is to want to have a piece of sports memorabilia.
Wheaties also suck though.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure. Now, I remember my mom had a box of Wheaties with Wayne Gretzky on them because she had this whole.
No, I remember that. I remember that cabinet. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was a cool thing.
Lots of sports memorabilia in there.
That's true. Yeah, my mom and dad both collected a ton of hockey shit for many
Hockey's
years.
Cool, dude.
Hockey is cool.
I don't have any beef with hockey at all.
I don't really either. Yeah, I mean I've been to several hockey. I mean, I don't actively watch hockey on TV or anything, but like if an opportunity presents itself for me to go to a hockey game, it's like fuck yeah, I'll go to a hockey game.
Yeah,
like,
it's easily one of the more entertaining sports.
Well, yeah, it has. Well, maybe not the highest probability of violence, but it's certainly up there.
It's up there for sure.
Yeah,
and it's very fast paced.
Yes.
Even though it's low scoring, kind of like soccer, it's still very fast paced. There's a lot of back and forth on the.
Well, yeah, it's kind of the inverse of football because football is high point number, but a very slow game overall.
Right. And then if you're looking for like the exact middle ground of that, you watch basketball because you're looking at high scores and constant movement. And this is us talking about sports. Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, baby. We know
a lot about it.
We're branching out. We're trying to reach a new demographic. This is
now a sports cast. So if you guys weren't ready for that, you better tune out now because it's just sports from here on out.
I like the blue team.
I like the red team. This is going to be complicated.
Oh, no. It's a total Crips blood situation. All right. So what did you like?
Catholics and Protestants.
Yes, exactly. What did we say before? Calvinists and
Arminianists.
Yes, exactly.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, whoever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did you like from this week?
Yeah, man. We got a new record label. Record player.
Dude, too much soda.
Too much soda, bro. No, we got a new record player, and it's really fantastic, dude. I'm so excited. You haven't heard it yet.
No, I haven't.
I'm so excited for you to hear it.
Yeah, because I see it sitting there, and it's very pretty.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. We had that old record player.
Yeah,
it's
you had
pretty
like
much the only one that I've ever really used, and it was awful.
Yes.
I didn't realize how awful it was.
Until you got the good one.
Until I got this one, and I listened to it, and it blew my mind, man.
Yeah.
Gotta say.
That's the thing about those Crosley ones. I think Anthony Fantano spoke about this, or he probably has many times, but somewhat recently, I think it was on like a Let's Argue, someone was like, vinyl snobs are really obnoxious about like record players themselves because like they're too up their own asses about like spending a lot on them and whatever. And he was just like, no, like it is just kind of a better thing to spend a little bit more money on a record player up front because it is going to be significantly better quality than something like a Crosley player. And also you have to replace bands, you have to replace needles. And so getting a cheaper player might result in you spending more money in the long run because it's lower quality.
Yeah, not necessarily that those bands or needles are super expensive or anything like that.
Right.
But at the same time, 100%, okay. If you've only ever used a Crosley, like the one that I had, then you have not heard full fidelity vinyl.
Yeah, you really haven't.
You just haven't heard it. You need to hear what this sounds like.
Yeah.
Because it is a totally different experience than what I was experiencing before.
Yeah, for sure.
Completely different.
Yeah, I have a pretty good record player. It's not like an amazing one, but I actually got it for free from a friend because he just had a better one and was like, yeah, this one kind of has a grounding issue, but if you can fix it, go for it.
There you go.
And so it was literally just take the ground wire, put tape on it, and then stick it on the back of my stereo.
And then you have a record player.
And then I have a really good
so.
quality record player that I got for free. Exactly. So, and I love that thing. But yeah, I'm very excited to hear this. I brought over a lot of Spute's Panorama on 180 gram vinyl, which sounds amazing on my player. And so very excited to hear how it sounds.
Very hyped about it too, because I've only listened to that record one time. So this will be my second experience with it. Having it on vinyl, I'm very hyped about that.
Yeah, for sure. I should have brought the book too. I was thinking about that as I was walking up.
I would have loved to look at it. That's what I've been doing as we've been listening to records, is just kind of looking at the gatefolds and reading through all the liner notes and stuff like that. Very fun, just experience to actually sit there and listen to a vinyl record just all the way through. We've done it with so many over the last couple days since we got this thing. Also, it was not expensive.
Yeah.
It was like $150 for this record player. And
and like
it's just not unreasonable.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and a Crosley is like 99 or something. Yeah,
or maybe
not,
110. I've got the one that I got used, so it was super cheap. But for a brand new Crosley, if you're gonna spend the money on that,
spend an extra $50 and get a one that will sound infinitely better.
It's not the most expensive one. They had ones that were way more expensive, and I didn't want to drop $300+ on a record player that day, but
and I don't think
$150, really I got something that changed my vinyl listening experience, and I would recommend it for anybody that likes music, that collects vinyl. Because until now, it was just a vinyl collection that I had. It had no practical application. Now I'm going back and listening to so many of these records that I have just never listened to. Because I knew the fidelity was worse on this record player than it was to just stream them from Spotify.
Exactly.
So that was easier, so why not do that, right? Now, it's given me a totally new reason to check out these records. And it's
dude.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So awesome. Also, so weird. So this record player connects Bluetooth.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It's kind of cool, but whenever you think about it, why?
So, okay, are you saying that you can basically...
I can connect to a Bluetooth speaker.
Okay. That's neat, though. I mean, I guess if you just don't have... Like, if you have the record player, but you don't have, like, a good speaker or stereo setup?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess so,
least.
But still, it does have an auxiliary out, so even if you have a Bluetooth speaker that has an auxiliary in, you're going to get a better sound quality by plugging in.
That's true. It'll probably be better sound quality. Right? And also, like, obviously, it doesn't really matter. Like, there won't be any latency or with the cable.
It's just, but you're still going to have that technical drop in quality if you're streaming over
for sure.
Bluetooth, right?
Yeah. I guess it's cool to have the option. Or if it's like, if you want to listen to a record in another room and you just have good speakers in your bedroom.
But Bluetooth doesn't have a very long...
That's true.
Like, I couldn't take a Bluetooth speaker into my bathroom.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Record.
Or a lot of times,
take it into...
You can take it into the kitchen.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing, too, because, like, there have been instances where we've been listening to music on the Bluetooth speaker here in the living room. It'll be streamed from someone's phone, and then someone will go to the bathroom with their phone in their pocket, and it'll just drop out.
Exactly, yeah. So it's a weird thing. It's neat. I feel like it's just because Bluetooth technology is so ingrained into audio tech.
Yeah, at this point.
Now they just incorporate that stuff because people are like, oh, well, I need it to connect to my Bluetooth.
Yeah.
This is the only way. I only have a Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I don't know. But seemed weird to me.
Yeah.
Neat, but I can't see myself really using it.
Yeah, that's about where I would put it. It's like, cool that it's an option. I'm not going to use it, but cool either way, I guess.
I guess if I took that record player with me camping and somehow I had a place to plug my record player in, I could then... listen to records on a Bluetooth speaker at the campsite.
I think that's how the Mountain Goats want you to listen to their albums.
That is actually, I read it in the liner notes. That's the only way.
There you go.
They prefer it, yeah.
That's perfect.
Okay, so what did you enjoy from this week?
Yeah, so I have begun my
crack
descent.
into another soda.
Yes. That's a soda can right there, baby.
Yeah, I've heard one.
What is that, Sunkist?
Yeah, it's actually Crush.
Okay.
Peach.
That's fine.
It's fine.
It's okay.
I like a good Nihi.
a peach Nihi.
All right, go
One of the best sodas. No. So I have begun my descent into the true crime podcast rabbit hole.
Oh.
Yeah. So a little background. I'm not a person that's particularly interested in true crime. I do enjoy it on occasion, but
for the most part, I would say you're completely uninterested in that kind of thing.
So, yes and no. I do enjoy a good documentary now and again.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I've never really watched like Making a Murderer or anything like that. I know people are really into My Favorite Murder or whatever that podcast is. But I've just never really gotten super into that sort of thing. So I've been trying to figure out just better sleep practices. And so someone told me that they will listen to police interrogations whenever they go to sleep.
Exactly the kind of thing that you should be putting into your brain before you fall asleep.
You are ahead of the reveal. So yeah, but someone told me that they listen to police interrogations to go to sleep. Not for like anything major, like not like a murder or anything like that, but just like really basic stuff. Because it's like, all right, it's interesting enough because it's a real interrogation, but the subject matter isn't very interesting. Mm-hmm. So it's just kind of enough to kind of lull them to sleep. And so my thought was like, okay, I'll just put on a podcast of some sort. And so there was a recommendation from somebody I follow on Twitter for one called Dirty John. They're like, this one's really cool. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll toss that on. And then by the end of the first episode, I was like, oh, I'm going to get into these, aren't I?
Oh, okay, cool. That's cool.
Yeah. No, but it's really good. Like the Dirty John.
I've never listened to one of those at all.
So Dirty John in particular, I think is a really good place to start, or at least it has been for me. So it was a collaboration between this podcast company and the LA Times. Oh. And it is, it's only 6 episodes, or there are more episodes on the podcast page, but the actual like core podcast is only 6 episodes long.
So it's going currently?
No. So it started, this was actually from 2017.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's just really, really compelling and interesting. The sound design is amazing. Kudos to whoever did that. Nice. It's just really fantastic journalism. It's told in a very interesting way. Like they really knew what information to give you and when. And again, it was accompanied with really terrific sound design and music, and it was just all built really nicely. And on top of that, this one in particular, while it is true crime, it's not really about a murderer. This guy presumably did murder at least one person.
He did a murder.
He at least did one murder. But it's not like, it wasn't a serial killer. This was basically just pretty much a guy that used mafia style. He basically took a mafia style approach to every interaction in his life to the most aggressive possible extent, specifically towards women.
Okay.
Yeah. So this dude basically would insert himself into someone's life, and then whenever they found out that he was crazy, he would just get incredibly aggressive to manipulate them and grift them. But yeah, so so this dude just like puts himself into people's lives and then gets really aggressive and then grifts them. But he basically just does the most extreme possible thing. So like, I think the best example of this was at one point in the podcast, it's talking about his last wife. When she asked for a divorce, he stole $30,000 cash from her. Then he accused her of stealing $30,000 cash from him, and then also $50,000 in gold coins.
Those gold coins. He was a pirate.
Which is like, okay. And so he was saying like, yeah, I'm going to like take legal action against you because you stole $30,000 cash from me and $50,000 in gold coins.
All of my gold coins.
Exactly. And obviously, he didn't have any gold coins. No one had.
They were buried.
They were buried down by the river. He didn't have them in his house.
No way.
What kind of
shitty pirate was he?
She didn't know where they were. Yeah, but it's just really, really fascinating. Again, just really A+ journalism. It really just kind of revolved around this family and their run-in with this guy, and then it also went into his history, spoke to his sister, then also went into kind of some backstory about the family in particular and about how they've struggled with gun violence and stuff. It's just really interesting and it's really well done. But right now there's a new one going. That's another collaboration between the LA Times and this podcast company called Man in the Window.
So LA Times and the same podcast company that did the Dirty John that you were talking
yes,
about?
Okay, gotcha. Collaborating on a new one that's currently ongoing.
Okay, cool.
The new episode just got posted a few days ago. So it's called Man in the Window, and it's about the Golden State Killer.
Okay.
And so that's who Michelle McNamara, who was Patton Oswalt's deceased wife. Oh. She was writing a book about him and was like on the brink of finding out who he was before she passed away.
Interesting.
So this podcast is about, it's not about her. I don't know if she gets referenced later, but it is about the Golden State Killer.
Yeah.
Who had his run from like I think the late 70s through I think like the early 90s or something like that.
Yeah.
But I was listening to that on the way to work yesterday, and it is fucking brutal.
Really?
Like, it is insane what this guy. Yeah. Like, so in addition to being one of the most prolific serial killers in modern history, he was also a cat burglar in that he got sexual thrill.
Oh.
He got sexual thrill out of just out of breaking and entering in general.
Okay, gotcha.
Like he got off on it and was like jerking off outside of people's windows, and he would break into people's houses, but he wouldn't actually like steal anything significant. He would just steal a single earring or just like some loose cash,
so
he would just rearrange people's underwear drawers or like stack their underwear on their bed and then leave just to fuck with them before anything
crazy,
else.
Man.
It's bananas. It is fucking
Don't you sometimes
bananas.
think that that's happening in your life though?
So that was the thing about Dirty John too. And again, like such great writing across the board, like not even just the journalism and the information that they found, but like the way it was presented and the way that they tied it into just everyday life is that like they made a point in Dirty John to say it's like, yeah, this guy is fucking crazy, but he is not the only Dirty John. Like,
right.
There are tons of other people like that you would never really hear about in the news or anything because he was never convicted of a murder necessarily, but he was just so aggressively abusive throughout his entire life that his tale was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
wild.
very, very fascinating. There's also apparently a show on Bravo about it, like a fictionalized version of the Dirty John story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which I haven't seen. I'm honestly not particularly interested in watching it just because, like, I know I'm just going to be comparing it to the podcast, and I don't really want to do that.
And you finished that podcast and then started a new one?
Exactly. Yeah, because it's only 6 episodes. But yeah, so I'm going to be getting into that stuff. And if anybody has any recommendations, if you're also into this sort of thing, let me know some good ones, because they're cool to listen to, and they're also relatively short. They're not like these continuous, long, ongoing, forever podcasts. They're just these little bite-sized nuggets, and I think they're cool. There was a thing that was making its way around Twitter today. I don't know if you saw it. It is just an advertisement that's like 2.5 minutes.
I don't.
Nothing?
Yeah,
okay,
not that
perfect.
I know of.
Perfect. I'm glad you haven't seen it. So this is an advertisement for something. I'm not going to say what it is because that's the fun. Because when you watch this thing, you're like, okay, you maybe have a few guesses as to what this is or where it's going, but I assure you, you have no idea what this is a commercial for. You will not guess it. Because I had a few, I'm like, okay, the way this is shot, what's being shown, it's probably this or probably that. And then I got to the end and I was furious.
I just want to let you know you watched an ad.
I know that.
Okay.
No, that's the thing. So
you're about
this
to make me watch an ad.
Here's the thing. No, this was shared under with the caption, "Got another capitalism greatest hit. I will give you $100,000 if you can guess the brand by the end of this."
Okay.
Which and I for the sake just so obviously that reeks of viral marketing. Obviously, I checked this person's account and this is actually like a sincere, like this person does this sort of thing, and yeah, so it's not viral marketing. It's just that fucking crazy. You got it? Okay. So we'll go ahead and watch it, and I'll fast forward here so that people can get the reactions at the end. But yeah, here we go.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. No. Get the fuck out of here, dude. That is fucking ridiculous, bro. That is fucking ridiculous, dude. Come on. What the fuck is that? Are you kidding me?
No! It's real!
What the hell? No way, dude. That is stupid.
All right. So for the people at home, this was a 2.5 minute ad.
Was way too long. What
way
is
too
that?
long for an advertisement. It's 2.5
my
minutes
Lord.
showing a boy's life from birth to, I guess, pre-college to probably like 18 years old.
God.
It shows his entire life, his friendships, his heartbreak,
The amount of times that he's shaved his head.
the amount of times that he got horny watching his sister change, all of that. And at the end of it all, it ends with him going to Subway. It's Boyhood 2, but it ends at a Subway. So that ad is fun for a lot of reasons. Namely that it puts going to Subway on the same level of importance as all of his major life events leading up to that point.
It was just him going to Subway. For some reason, I felt like he was the Subway employee.
No.
See, that would have been a better commercial. We're gonna have to rewrite that commercial.
I was gonna.
He's the Subway employee.
Enlist in Subway today. No, but like, yeah. So he just goes to Subway.
Life changing.
Dude.
Best sandwich I ever had.
So I was saying, so whenever I first watched it, my guess the whole time was that it was going to be Levi's. Because Levi's will do those like super somber,
Levi's
like,
and what's the other one? The Wrangler. There you go.
Yeah. Or
Yeah,
just denim in general.
jeans.
Yeah. Pants. Everybody wears them. Yeah. But
They'll be with you through every important moment.
like that time you shit your pants at that Dave Matthews concert. No, but like, it just, it just broke my brain in half.
No, that was really, really weird. But I mean, I don't think it's working as intended. But
Yes.
we all three watched that ad today.
Yeah, exactly.
So
that's the thing. So
And y'all two multiple times.
Yes,
So,
yeah.
I mean,
I did watch it twice. Tyler also watched it at least twice. So like, yeah, it is. I think we talked about this in a previous episode about how like having celebrities in ads was once
you mentioned
believed
that
not
last
to be
time, yeah.
effective because you would remember the celebrity and not the actual product. Obviously, there wasn't a celebrity in this, but it's like you're gonna remember how fucking insane this.
Oh, you're
commercial
gonna
is.
remember Subway though.
Yeah.
That's the reveal.
Yeah, it's
That's
like,
why it's insane, is because it's Subway.
yeah.
But honestly, it could have been a lot of things, and it still would have been absolutely ridiculous.
Yes,
So,
for sure.
I mean, it could have been Burger King. It could have been, So, whatever it was, because of how fucking overly important that video made itself out to be.
And
if
again,
it wasn't like a commercial for abortion clinics, it wasn't going to hit hard.
Well,
like,
yeah,
it was,
again-
you know what I mean? It
And
wasn't gonna,
again, it was so long.
It was so long.
So long. Like, because you could have done something similar in 30 seconds, but they took 2.5 minutes.
way too long.
And obviously, this isn't going to be airing on television, or if it is, it's going to be massively condensed.
For sure. And then if it's a YouTube ad, the skip ad is going to pop up within the first 15 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not going to see even what the ad is for.
Yeah. And now that I think about it, maybe that was actually the point. So maybe it is one of those like longer YouTube ads that shows you the first 15 seconds, but it doesn't really allude to what it's a commercial for.
Yeah.
So maybe like someone's curiosity would be like, okay, is this a movie?
yeah.
Is this like, what is this an ad for? And then you reach the end of being it being Subway is like,
There was absolutely a moment while you were playing that for me that I thought maybe it was for some movie that I was way off base on.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was going to be like, this is Angels in the Outfield 2 or something.
Exactly.
Like, that
We de-aged Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
yes. He's just completely CGI'd. This is just a young
What was
Joseph
that?
Gordon-Levitt.
Who did that recently? Was it Samuel L. Jackson in some movie?
And yeah, I guess it was in Endgame.
Avengers. Yeah. Okay,
they made a young Samuel L. Jackson.
Captain Marvel. That's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You are not.
Anyways, yeah, that puts me in frame of mind though. Just talking about insane commercials. Did I ever show you? I don't know that I could find it, but that Toyota commercial.
Not that I.
Okay, so there was this Toyota commercial where it's just about a guy and he goes to an office at which he does not work every single day, first thing in the morning with a hot cup of coffee, and gives it to the first person that shows up because he has a good work ethic and he's the businessman.
That is what good work ethic is.
Exactly.
Right there.
And
That's
so,
the premier.
but it turns out this particular time, the first person that got there, it was the owner of the company. And so he wanted to work at the company. And as it turns out, he was in the service and he read a book that was written by the guy that he was talking to. But
seriously, blow my brains out.
So the commercial premise, obviously the worst, but the execution is so much worse because these were not actors, not even close, not even actor adjacent. Like these were just people off this, like it had to have been like the director's son or
it was actual just Toyota employees.
Honestly, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
That could have been the case.
Probably.
It was just so awkward, and like the person that posted it said that it seemed like machine learning tried to make a car commercial.
Nice. Dude, you know what? Sorry. Speaking of machine learning.
Yes, go ahead.
Let's talk about this deep fake shit.
Okay.
Have you seen some of this?
I mean, I've never watched any deep fake porn, but I'm aware of it.
Not porn. It's not porn anymore.
Well, yeah. Well, that was obviously the
more
fear.
than that.
Well, yeah, because when it first arrived, I think it was like a year or two ago. Obviously, people were using it. Of course,
that's where it started.
Yes, of course. Yeah, obviously, it started with porn. But what everyone was talking about was like, yeah, pretty soon this is going to be used in a very bad way. We need legislation to make sure that
so
this is
right
under control.
now, the way I'm most familiar with it is that from the Your Mom's House podcast, there's actually a particular person that will make deepfakes of Christina and Tom in these just random vines or
just doing
TikToks or whatever, just throwing their faces on these ridiculous circumstances. One of the more popular ones is throwing Tom's face on Garth Brooks. There's a lot of them making, because they have this whole thing with Garth Brooks being a fucking psychopath.
No, I follow Garth Brooks on Twitter because of them.
There was an entire article written about why people keep asking Garth Brooks where the bodies are. Which is amazing that their reach is so grand.
Okay, but the thing is, though, Garth Brooks is actually insane.
He's surely insane.
He's so crazy, but go on.
100%. So they take these weird Facebook videos that Garth Brooks posts and put Tom's face on them, right? And it's
innocuous. It's whatever. It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's also not super accurate or anything. You can tell
it's manipulated.
But sometimes these videos are really, really fucking close, dude, and it's kind of spooky. Did you see this shit of the AI that's able to replicate Joe Rogan's voice?
No, that's bananas, though.
They made an AI that can replicate Joe Rogan's voice, and through all of the hours and hours of content that Joe Rogan, they can make it say pretty much anything, and it sounds almost exactly like Rogan.
Holy Christ.
That is the scary shit right there, my guy.
That's banana.
Right.
And like, why? Why are you developing
Because
this?
they can, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
and the thing is that, yes, obviously Joe Rogan is a person that has put thousands, is probably a lowball number of hours of content that is out there of Joe Rogan speaking.
Yeah.
Right?
No, between stand-up, Fear Factor, and the podcast.
Just the podcast alone is fucking forever hours, right?
Yeah.
So they can make him say practically anything with the shit that he's said out there. You know,
I was going to say, there's also a decent chance anything they make him say, he has already said.
Well, yes. Yeah. But it's still super spooky thinking about
of course.
Even us, you know what I mean? We're sitting here putting ourselves out there. You have literally said, say the N-word, right? So,
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, if anybody wanted to get a hold of, our voices and make us say things based on this, you could absolutely do it, right?
Well, yeah.
And that's not also to mention, and here's me getting a little bit conspiratorial, is that we're not even considering the amount of information that the government has based on our phone conversations.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, the whole facial recognition thing is a huge issue right now.
Right. So it's really crazy to think about the fact that within a few years, it will surely be possible for people to replicate, not necessarily us, but maybe if we continue to put out our information, if we continue to speak on microphone and upload it to the internet for the next 5 years or whatever, once this technology is really developed, it is not, surprising to think that they could develop AI that just speaks as us. AI that will call up our grandmas. Yeah. And say, hey, grandma, it's Cole. I was just forgetting what your maiden name was.
I forget what your maiden name was. Also, I want to confess to a murder.
Right. Yeah. So, and it's just not, I don't think it's totally unreasonable to think about that.
Well, yeah, and that's one of the many things that's so scary about the fact that we have people the people in Congress, by and large, are old people that don't really get technology.
Right.
Like, I think it was last year, or the year before, when Mark Zuckerberg went in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee and had to answer a bunch of questions about Facebook, and they were all that was what insane. Is my Facebook password? How do I get logged in?
For sure.
Yeah. And so, they don't know what's going on. They don't know how to properly legislate this stuff.
Right.
And they're the wrong people. Protections.
Yes.
It's imperative because the technology, it's not coming soon. It's here now.
Yes.
We need these protections yesterday.
And it's already progressed past the people who passed the laws.
Yeah. Well, a couple things about the deep fakes. So there were two particular situations with it. One, there's a while back, there was a video with Jordan Peele pretending to be Obama, because obviously Jordan Peele does a spot on Obama impression, but they used the deep fake on him.
Obama's face
looked perfect.
Damn.
It looked perfect.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about, dude. That shit's wild.
And the other situation, this was more humorous, more in line with the Tom Segura thing, but someone used it to fix Superman's not mustache in Justice League.
Oh,
and it looked better than the actual movie.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Which, if anything, so that shows us two things. That shows us, one, that the deep fake technology is dangerous and obviously looks better.
But also it has practical application. It
has practical application. Well, the other thing that it shows is not that, CG editors are bad and dumb. No, it's that they're overworked and they're working insane hours. Obviously, they could do a better job, but they were facing time restrictions and all that. Yeah, there's a huge thing. There's actually Patrick Willems did a great video, or he did 3 videos on the limitations of the Marvel universe. But in one of them, he spent a couple minutes talking about how the CG in the new Avengers movies looks worse than the first Iron Man movies. Not because technology is getting worse, but because very few editors are getting stretched so thin.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, that the overall quality has declined because they're pumping these movies out so fast. And they don't want to pay more people.
Yeah, they're using so much more CG.
Yeah,
that's and they're pumping out movies at a much faster rate.
Yep.
Or they were. Mm-hmm. To the point where, and it's the same people. They're using the same people.
Well, yeah. Well, and think about it this way, though. So, making a CGI editor work 100 hours is cheaper than having Robert Downey Jr. on set for one day.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Yeah. That shit's pretty wild, but it's also pretty wild how much people at home can really utilize that deepfake technology and just make shit in an afternoon. Yeah,
so that was the thing with the Superman one, was that the person that did it obviously looked better than the movie, and he was like, I did this with the deepfake program, which I got for free, and I'm running on a $300 computer. It's not even a powerful editing computer. It's just I did it on my laptop in an hour.
No, it's spooky, and I think that it's really a conversation that's not being had at the rate that it really should be, because this shit is going to sneak up on people.
No, again, like I said earlier, like the technology is here now. Like, we need to be talking about it now. Yeah, like not just on a small scale podcast. Like, on a legislative level,
100%, and it's being goofed on for sure. But people aren't really thinking about or talking about the real.
Yeah. Well, like, and whenever it first came out and people were using it for porn, people were obviously just putting celebrity faces on a regular porn star. Right. Yeah. But then it becomes like, okay, you could make a fake sex tape of your ex-girlfriend and then put it out there. And it's really hard to prove that you didn't do something when there's video evidence.
No, yeah, that's fucking wild and scary, dude. Yeah. Absolutely scary. But you know what's scary too is, okay, so in a year I FaceTime you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey man,
taking a shit.
Yeah, whatever, right? You don't know if it's me or not, man.
Yeah, conceivably.
Right? I mean, maybe it's a little robotic and you can kind of cue in on some certain things.
Sure, but I mean,
think about it if you're Joe Rogan's friend and there's thousands of hours of technology or talking, you know.
Yeah, thousands of hours of video footage and audio logs.
On him, maybe, you know, a distant friend doesn't know the difference between this weird FaceTime and the actual guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then what do you do? How do you confirm? You know what I mean? It's like, I guess there might be deeper questions that you can ask, like, you have to start prying. You have to be like, is it really you?
Yeah,
like,
for sure. It becomes
do you remember the time that you and I went and we wandered? Do you remember the time that we went to Walmart and we were buying blank CDs so that we could put our single on a bunch of blank CDs, and we forgot the receipt in the trash can and we got stopped on the way out because they thought we were stealing a bunch of blank CDs that we had actually paid for, and they were going to make us dig through the trash for the receipt. And I said, I'm not doing it.
So the only issue there would be that in that situation, you told them the whole story. So all they would have to do is say, yeah, I remember that.
But you know what I'm saying?
I think you just wanted to tell that story. I think you just wanted to tell that story and you're still upset about it a little bit.
I am a little bit upset about it, and I just remember that story. So.
No, I do think about that occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember so specifically your tone of voice when that happened was because, it was the greeter that was like stopping us, which first of all, they're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to stop people in a store like that. Fuck off. That's company policy. Pretty much everywhere. But then it's like, we threw the receipt in the trash. And it's just like, well, you're going to have to go in there and get the receipt. And like the tone in your voice had such profound disgust that only a high schooler could conjure. And you were just like, I am not digging through the trash.
Definitely a shithead for sure. But I did pay for those CDs. So
I paid for them.
Well, they were paid for.
Yeah. That's obviously not the important part of the story. But we bought them. We didn't use a bag because it was a single item and I didn't want to waste a bag. And I was like, well, we don't need this receipt. So we just tossed it. And then they're like, oh, you fucking the. And it's, and it was a whole ordeal for $6 worth of blank CDs.
Yeah. I'm just not digging through a Walmart trash can, dude. You could never at any point in my life convince me to dig through a Walmart trash can.
No.
I'd pay for the CDs again before I dug through the trash can, my guy. It's not happening.
I paid $12 for these CDs.
It's not happening. But anywho.
Yes. The point of all of this is that everyone should be afraid of their phone. At least a little bit.
A little bit. Truly a little bit. You should be, yeah. Anything that's monitoring you, your Alexa, throw it in the trash.
Yeah. Or use it as a coaster if you already have.
That's actually probably, I don't think it should be in your house, man.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, that's true.
Rip out the insides first, then use it as a coaster.
Yeah. I get really paranoid about the scale in my bathroom.
You think it's listening?
It's not connected to Wi-Fi or anything. It's just a regular digital scale. Like it's battery operated. But like anytime I go to the bathroom, the light will just flicker for a second. It'll just kind of flick on for a second and then go right off. And I'm just like, no, I don't like that. I don't like that. I know it's because I have to stare at it for a second. And it's like, I know it's fine. Logically, I know it's just a scale.
There's nothing.
Nothing is going on there. And it's just, it was cheap. So, of course, the light will just come on sometimes.
It's doing that whether you're there or not.
Exactly. It's like, it always does this when I'm in here. And then it's like, yeah, dumbass, because that's the only time you can see it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. But hard transition. So I have been, in addition to just writing down things to remember to talk about on the podcast, I've started just writing down thoughts in general, because I always try, like a thought will come to me. I'll be like, this is perfect. I need to hang on to this. And I just totally forget about it 10 minutes later. And so I wrote down 2 in a 5-minute time span last night that I thought were very amusing.
So you had 2 thoughts really quickly.
Exactly.
And you thought they were both really important.
They're really, really important.
I know we're going to talk about them on the podcast. That's
exactly.
What you're telling me.
That's what's going on
hyped.
right now. Okay, so last night, I was making some food on the stove. So some noodles in a pot, and I used a little too much water. And the water started to boil over. It happens. So boiled over, and a bunch of steam and whatever, and I was like, this is too much. And so I just lifted it up like you do, and it was just hovering over the burner because it was on high heat. So like that heat was still getting in there, still cooking the noodles, but it wasn't spilling over. So I was holding it there, and the first stupid dumb
Before
thought,
you say it, can I make a guess?
Yes.
It was Stinko Bingo.
No, it was not Stinko Bingo. It smelled fine. No. So the first incredibly stupid thought that came to my idiot brain was, wow, the Pilgrims must have done this too.
Over the burners. Yes, over their stove burners.
Obviously not literally the stove, but I was just picturing like, okay, so they had the fire, but before they had the little holder, they had to have just been holding the pot for a second. I was just like, me and everyone else in history, man. We were all one.
Dude, you were drinking soda too, weren't you?
I was.
You were smoking it?
I was smoking soda is what I was doing. So... And so then...
You had a nice, good orange crush.
Exactly. So then, shortly thereafter, once the food was prepared and was done, so I was eating it, and I gave Zaxby a little bit of peanut butter, because she deserves it. She's a good pup. She gets some peanut butter sometimes.
She likes it.
Yeah, exactly. That's all dogs do. So just get a little glob of peanut butter, put it on the floor. She was licking it off the floor, and I was eating my ramen. And I looked at her, and then I examined myself, and then I put the bowl down and walked into the other room, and I said out loud, "We eat the same, and I don't like that."
Why not? What made you mad about it? You were just like, nope.
I was like, nah.
Freaky man.
And no, so it wasn't anything against Zaxby. It was that, I live like an animal. It wasn't that, my dog is acting too human and I'm afraid. It's just like, God damn it.
I will say that
I'm a primitive creature.
You eating ramen is definitely a little bit different than licking peanut butter off the floor.
Now,
I would be very concerned for you if you were licking peanut butter off the floor, which I'm not saying I haven't done, but...
We all get there. We've all been to college, but it's the
Sometimes it's the last of the peanut butter.
But it was the fact that she was on the ground licking, and obviously her head was down, and I was kind of hunched, slurping the ramen, and I was like,
the exact
it was the
same noises.
movement at the same time, and I was like, too similar. I need to evolve,
is
man.
That humans are animals, man. I don't think I don't think it's anything against your way of existing or her way of existing, you know what I mean?
Right.
I think, even if you're a super fancy person eating ramen at a super fancy, expensive restaurant, you're slurping that ramen the exact same way that a dog licks peanut butter off the floor, man.
That's very true. And in a way, it's kind of beautiful.
It is.
Yeah. Because
100%.
Like, it's just finding the similarities between organic beings. And obviously, that's why we like dogs in the first place, was because we project human qualities on them.
For sure. And also, but the fact that you were sitting there going, I am lesser because I eat food like a dog, is saying that and I'm not saying that this is good or bad.
Right.
But that you think that Zaxby is a lesser creature than you because you're like, I don't want to eat like that. because that makes me an animal, and I'm not an animal. So if I'm eating like that, then I'm lesser of a human if I do that. But it's just totally not true.
Yeah, no, that is true. No, and it was obviously just, it wasn't like a sincere
disgust. You were like, I can't. No, I know that it wasn't, because I know you, and I know that you absolutely love Zaxby.
Oh yeah,
and,
no,
she's think the world.
She's my world,
so,
but yeah,
I don't think that you were like, I can't, But I'm just saying that there's this level of
for sure
thought that you had that said, it was obviously towards yourself, not towards her.
It's like,
but in turn, what it did was make the projection was, I'm animalistic and I'm gross because I do the same thing that an animal does.
Yeah.
When really, that's just what people do. That is just what existence is.
Yeah.
We all eat like that.
Yeah.
I find myself hunched over eating a sandwich going, oh God, this all over me. You know what I mean? On a daily basis.
Oh yeah, no, so many times I've just been like in front of, just like crouched, just crouched in front of my fridge, like an early primitive man drawing, just shoveling deli meat and cheese into my mouth. Right. No bread, I don't need it.
I like to call that a deconstructed sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. But I didn't get the bread later though.
That's so okay. It was just, it's a...
Well, no, I was sitting there,
it's
and
a meat tray.
Exactly. I shovel it in, and it's just like faster. That's the thought. Is that like, don't have time for sandwich, but I'll do this for 15 minutes.
Hey, it's actually, you're doing better if you don't eat the bread anyway.
That's true.
You're not getting those carbs. So if you're just getting that cheese and meat in you, then really you're at
getting the essential nutrients and nothing else.
You get that protein, you get that dairy, no carbs. Boom. You're on a low carb diet, my guy.
I guess that's really it. I guess
that's what's happening. So just call it that from now on.
Exactly.
You have to put it on a plate. That's the only thing.
That's the line. Is like,
if you're taking it directly out of the container, you have to put it on a plate first.
That's fair. I think that's a totally reasonable rule to hold yourself to.
There's people out there that just go on runs every day.
Yeah, that's insane.
They just run every day.
Yeah, who the fuck's doing
every
that?
Every fucking day. You get up and you go 1.5 miles today, baby. What's it taken in your life to make you run every day?
I mean, I guess the fear that you're being chased.
That's the only reason why I'm running, dude.
Something like that.
Dude, I'm just not running, man.
Yeah, I mean, I love Michelle Wolf, but all of her Instagram stories are just like...
She's running?
She is a runner, dude.
Dude, there's people out there. There's a girl that worked at Firebirds. Mm-hmm. I follow her on Instagram every day. It's just like 3.5 miles. It's like whoa, are you
dude,
fucking with me? How long did that take? You had to come back too.
I do it every day, so not very long.
Like shit. I'm not running, man. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna do it.
The good thing is no one is asking you to.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't ask me to.
It's like, do you want to go for a run? Like, do you want to get fit? And it's like, I do, but like, I don't want to try.
I just got this new record player. You want to come sit on the couch?
Yeah, you want to come sit, drink some soda, and listen to the Smiths?
Because that's what I'm into.
Yeah.
And I am very happy about it. So convince me otherwise.
Stop trying to take this away from me. Stop running.
I don't want to run. Yeah, no, it's crazy though.
People that's nuts. Man. I admire it. Like, if you have that awesome. Much dedication. And so I was talking to Tyler about this the other day, about how like I'm such a fucking zombie in the morning that I can't do anything in the morning. But because of that, that's why I need to do stuff in the mornings.
Oh yeah.
Like that's why I need to do it. Because I'm just like, it's just time I'm not getting back. Yeah. So it's like, a thing I have wanted to do for a long time is just like take Zaxby for a walk first thing in the morning. Just like as soon as I wake up, take her out, because it's not especially laborious. She would enjoy it. It gets me outside. And it's also just like a very simple way to start my day. And also it's like, if I'm getting up in the morning, I don't have to be presentable. Like I'm just walking my dog around the block real quick.
And
like, it's not a huge deal.
Most of the people you see out there walking their dogs are doing that.
Are doing the same thing and are also
They're just like, hey, I gotta walk my dog. I'm in my sweats or whatever. Nobody's looking at you like, oh, you're not presentable whenever you're walking your dog. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
You just have to walk your dog.
Yeah.
It's an excuse.
Yeah.
Get out there and walk it. Yeah. You have to.
Well, and that's, and I would love to. And especially because like I want to break the cycle of me being just fucking useless for the first hour that I'm awake, and also just sleeping in way too long. But it's such a fucking hurdle to get there. Like I just haven't been able to do it yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I really struggle with mornings too. Now that I'm on a schedule where I have to be places in the morning, I'm still useless for the first hour that I'm there.
Dude, same. Yeah, no, because like I have to be at work at 9 a.m. like whenever I go into the office.
Right.
And it's just like, yeah, I'm not really doing shit until 10.
Can you just said when I go into the office?
Yeah.
Dude, you're like a man now.
Not really at all.
You're a man with a real job.
At the office. Because
but you said whenever I go to the
office.
I can't say that. Okay, man. What's up?
Yeah, I mean, we are right at the hour mark. You want to go a little longer? Because there's probably going to be some cuts. You want to end it here?
There's surely going to be some cuts,
There's
right?
definitely going to be some cuts.
But I mean, it's going to be
at like 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to be a short one anyway. This is fine because you're going out of town tomorrow.
Yes, I am.
My dad's coming in town tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's late.
It is late, yeah.
I figured we might as well just have some fun here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we normally do these on Saturday afternoons, but it is a Thursday evening as we were recording this. So a little peeling back the curtain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we just put out episode 4 today, right?
4 came out today, that's right.
Yeah, as we're recording this. So, it's been super fun. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Let us know what you want to hear more of. If you want us to do more bits, if you want Scott to drink more soda, if you want me to smoke some more soda, whatever you want, just let us know. Also, of course, as always, hit up the Patreon for as cheap as $1 a month. You can keep this show going, as well as my music and video essays and all the other cool shit that we have planned. So we'll see you guys next time.